Hi, my name is Calla Soderholm, and this is Art Talk 14. What is feeling alive? Feeling strong, feeling real, it's what I've been trying to figure out all year. Is it a physical sensation? A feeling, no doubt. Maybe it's a sense of personal control, knowing you and only you can find that which makes you feel alive. Of course, with that, the stress of the uncontrollable can be unbearable. This year we've been traumatized by what we can't control, and if control is my oxygen, well then I died this year. In a sense, we all died a little this year, but that has allowed us to grow more than we ever have under our own circumstances. With that said, I would say control is more so a blockage which lays on the path to find yourself. How can you find yourself if you've already pronounced yourself found? There's a self-sacrifice involved in learning more about yourself. You strip everything of its original significance to identify what really matters to you. Every day I've had the thought, nothing matters, leading me to contradict myself as I think about how much I matter to myself. And that makes me feel alive. Self-worth. In my last art talk, I said, your life is the only real life to you. This obviously stands true, but as I transition into adulthood, this existential sense of individualism has grown so much stronger. It's funny, the only way I've been able to achieve real individual awareness is by becoming aware of the physical isolation in which we all live. As humans, we can't experience each other's pain, and I think that realization of I'm a separate clump of cells from all you other clumps of cells is what finalized my understanding of identity. I reached a point this year where I began needing to make decisions. I realized at that time that I had this overwhelming craving for spontaneity that satisfied my lack of decision-making and validated my physical experience. Not being able to make decisions came from a place of not trusting myself to do so, not believing in who I was, and not believing I believed in anything at all. I needed to spontaneously reclaim something I didn't know was always mine. This is when I shaved my head. The real moment of clarity that established what I was capable of. I felt alive. I was a human being, not just a hopelessly lost conscience asking questions I didn't know how to answer. This was the first decision I knew was completely, undoubtedly, and wholeheartedly right for me. Controlled spontaneity made me feel confident in my decisions, but with that came a need for uncontrolled struggle, something I couldn't change but instead withstand, to establish my strength, to control my resilience of the uncontrollable, my tolerance to myself. I could also just be making excuses as to why I like to struggle. I don't think I deserve it, but more so I crave feeling strong because that's the only way I know how to love myself. My strength made me the only one capable of doing any harm to myself, so that's what I did. And getting over hurting myself made me feel strong for facing my ultimate enemy being me. My cat scratched me, so I chop onions to cry about it. So I pick my skin to fix myself. So I pierce my ear to decorate myself. So I shave my head to recreate myself. So I rip my clothes to expose myself. So I punch my walls to feel my knuckles. So I prick my finger to see my blood. So I smoke to forget about it. So I burn my hand to remember the pain of my cat scratching me. So I paint a mosaic of it all. Of the series of painful events that make me born again, make me immortal, my only fear being my own fearlessness. There's a fine line between feeling strong and feeling nothing. Do I feel nothing because I'm strong, or am I weak because I refuse to see my strength? Painting makes me see my strength. I know I'm finally talking about art. No, I've been talking about art this whole time because art is life. It is literally a product of its environment. Like humans, it's impressionable and it makes an impression. Everyone sees it for what it is, which can only be through their own eyes. I don't know how you see my work, but it's vulnerable and it's real. And with every painting, I'm trying to express a new part of my humanity. Some could call my body of work cohesive. I don't know that I would because as people, we're not cohesive in our growth. And as I grow, I need to make different art to support that growth. My sibling asked me what was wrong once. I proceeded to list some of the overwhelming things I was dealing with. They said I should express how I feel more. And I laughed because that's just an unrealistic expectation of me. They then told me they can tell how I'm feeling based on the art I'm making. That it's my cry for help, which I refuse to cry for. So it was then I realized art is my only form of emotional expression. It's a speechless process that expresses all that I find myself incapable of speaking into the world. It validates what I'm feeling in a comfortable exposition. I'll happily paint a picture of me, bloodied and in the nude, but the vulnerability of openly speaking my feelings is the most terrifying thing to me. Based on everything I've said, you probably think I have no problem spewing all my emotions. It's not easy, but this is yet another challenge of my strength. As I say it, I feel unburdened and strong. And that might change, but for right now, it's true. For right now, I'm a painter, and I paint to grow, I paint to feel strong, and I paint to feel alive. Thank you.